Hello, what's up, Kansas City? You're here with Cascade Media. What's up, Kansas City? Watching The Real with Tennille show. I have a very special guest today, Chev Dev, and I am so honored that he is here with us. He is doing some amazing things, and he's going to tell us a little bit about them. Now, before we get into all the amazing things, tell us a little bit about your background, a little bit about the journey that led you to do the awesome things that you're doing now.
I would have to say, just the journey started with just for one the love of music. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, trying to be a rapper in the 4th grade. You know, everybody starts in the 4th grade, right? But just until growing up and being a teenager, when we start actually putting money into it, you know, I got with a local record label, and me and my brothers got with a record label. We dropped the album in 98, 99, and 2001. So that's where it all started. And from that, you want to be as real as possible when you're doing street music. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the hood. I'm a street dude. So just living a certain lifestyle and rapping about it, it kind of goes hand in hand. But what it does, you know, what rappers don't tell you is that there's consequences to all that.
Now,
You know?
tell our audience about either basically going to jail or going to college. How did that come about, and what was that whole process?
Well, like I'm saying, living that life, there was a lot of stuff that we did, and by the grace of God, because of God's plan, I never had to face any of those consequences, and I smartened up before having to face those consequences.
Great.
So at the point of the enlightenment, I would say, it was like, hey, you can keep doing this, and you can get the consequences that's coming to you, or you can, you know, exercise the grace that God has given you, and you can do something else. Now, at this point in my life, I'm not even into God. Like, I'm a street dude, but I recognize, like,
I need to make some
changes. So it was just a decision that I had to make. Like, I can stay here and go back to the 55th on the corner, you know what I mean? Or I can do something else. So I had seen a commercial for radio broadcasting, and at the time we were so into the music that we wanted to try to get on radio. And it was like no DJs. There was so many politics. Like, man, they got a commercial to be a radio broadcasting DJ. I can play my own music. So I made the call, and a guy by the name of Thomas Burns, he's the first male that ever really spoke to me like he cared. You know what I'm saying? So he said, man, you gotta make a choice. And he says, I tell you what, if you're interested, you fill out this paperwork, you get to Minneapolis, I'll make sure that you have somewhere to stay and you have somewhere to, you know, and you get in school and you have some food.
How awesome.
So at that point, I had some drugs, some paraphernalia that I really let go for cheap, like real cheap, just to get a bus ticket and some money.
To go to college.
And it's not a thing that I sat down with all my partners and my homeboys in the label and say, yo, I'm about to leave. It was just a personal decision that I had to make. And the next day I was gone, you know. And
did he honor his word?
Yeah. When I got up there, he put me in a hotel for 2 days while my financial aid and everything went through. And then he got me to the dorm, and it was so different than street life. He put me in the dorm, and I was sharing a 2-bedroom apartment with just some guys. One dude was a Star Wars fanatic, you know what I'm saying? Another dude they was just weirdos, basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not used to it. I'm used to street guys, but you scare me though. They don't scare me, but you scare me, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool. And so he dropped me off. He says, man, you need to get acquainted with some of the people around here, and the school was 3 miles away. He said, you need to get acquainted and you need to get to school tomorrow. And I was like, okay. He said, I'll be back. I'm like, cool. So I got acquainted with my roommates, walked around the dorms a little bit. He came back. He had a loaf of bread, a carton of eggs, a 6-pack of Roman noodles, and his wife, she made homemade jelly. And he says, all right, son, I kept my end of the deal. I got you in the school. I got you a place to stay, and I got you something to eat. I didn't say you'd eat good. I said you'd eat. So egg sandwiches with jelly is real good. And I was like, man, thank you. And that was just the start of it all, and just living a college life, coming straight from the block. I mean, when I left, I literally had 2 guns and some drugs. You know what I'm saying? And one day, and then 3 days later, I'm walking around with a backpack on in college. That's like, it was just a total culture shock. But it wasn't a culture shock in the negative way that was going to hinder me. It was an excitement. It was an adventure.
Something different. Now, tell us a little bit this. I am really still fascinated by the fact that you graduated from college, but you were sleeping in your vehicle.
I mean, yeah, I mean, and it's so crazy because everybody has a success story that you sleeping in your vehicle. And when I used to hear that, I'm like, nah, you had somewhere to sleep. Like, maybe you slept one night or 2 nights in your car. But
not 3, 4, 5, 6 months.
I was literally sleeping in my car 4.5 months. Like, every now and then, you know,
And something else I think, viewers, that is so fascinating, he actually had a job at certain points during this time. So he actually was working and still sleeping in his car and still going to school.
Well, what it was, you know, when I met my child's mother up there, and when that didn't work out, then I was homeless because I had messed up my situation at the dorms. Because since I'm a street dude, I still have a street mentality, and you say something wrong or you act like you want to get busy, we going to get busy. So I was banned from any more dorms, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And then the situation with my child's mother messed up, and it was like, now I could cop out and do what I know to do and travel, you know, 400 miles and go back to KC, but be faced with the consequences that I was facing when I left. Mm-hmm. Or I can just tough it out. And when I say tough it out, KC, I'm talking about at this time, Minneapolis, Minnesota had 90 days in a row of below zero weather. That means every day for 90 days, for 3 months, every temperature was below zero. So I fill up my Chevy tank, you know, $40, and I used to sleep with my car on just so the heat can blow. Like, every night. And I get up at 5 a.m., I go into the school, and I wash up in the sink. My trunk was full of clothes, so, you know what I'm saying, it was like, I used to smell them, see which ones didn't smell, the you know what I'm saying, whichever ones don't smell the worst, I'm going to put them on, you know what I'm saying? So I just did what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of nights. I ain't gonna say, I toughed it out. It was a lot of crying. It was a lot of, you know, a lot of consoling with moms on the phone and my brothers and my sister in Cali. It was a lot of talking on the phone.
So people basically encouraged you to stick it out because they knew that you were working toward a goal.
Yeah, you know, and so, you know, a year after I got an internship at Clint Channel, Minneapolis.
Okay.
So that internship turned into the job you're talking about. But the reason you can have a job and still be homeless is because when you're dealing with radio, especially corporate radio, if you work 30 hours and over, you're full time, which means they got to give you benefits and everything. So I was capped at 29 hours.
So they didn't have to give you benefits.
So they didn't have to give you benefits, but at $10 an hour, that's only $600 every 2 weeks.
Right.
Now, Minneapolis is a very expensive place to live. So
yes, indeed.
Not only that, when they check your credit for apartments. So it just wasn't easy. Like down here, you $400, here's your deposit, you move in. So that's why I was homeless. So when you hear those homeless stories, like my opinion of homeless stories is way different now, of course.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And you want to hear something crazy? I've been thinking about this like for the last 6 months, but today is April 14th.
No,
April
today is
15th,
April
16th?
the 16th.
16th, I'm sorry, 16th. 10 years ago today, I'd be waking up. What time is it? I'd probably be going to lunch, going to my car, sitting in my car right now.
At
10 years ago
PM.
today. Because I got out of school, we went on lunch at 11:45, come back at 1. I'd probably be sitting in my car right now, 10 years ago today.
Now, fast forward to 10 years to the future and tell us what is going on, because you have so many great things going on. And I think it's so exciting because you are so young.
Well, thank you. So after I graduated and all that, and I came home, I worked for 103, and all this just transpired because whether we know it or not, God has a plan for your life. You can not know nothing about God, and He has a plan for your life. So it was meant for me to come back to KC, even though I tried not to come back. I didn't want to come back to Kansas City. You know what I mean? But he seen it fit for me to come back, and then working at 103 were very trying times. They were fun, but there was a lot of trying times. Trying to where, since 103 was the best thing that had happened in my life, other than the side of my son being born, 103 was the best job I ever had. And at the thought of losing it, sent me in not a depression, just a wanting to hold on.
Okay.
And what we know of what unbelievers know about God is He's Santa Claus. Like, oh Lord, please don't let me lose this job, is where I was coming from. I know you, God. Well, if you God, let me keep the job.
When He may say, my plan is for you to lose this job because I have something better up ahead.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it all started with Lord, please don't let me lose this job. Lord, please don't let me lose this job. The pressure kept mounting up, mounting up, mounting up. Then it went, I'm so stressed, Lord, just have your way, because I can't deal with it. Because somebody's going to get smacked up or something. Just have your way, Lord. And then that's all the Lord wants. You know what I'm saying? That's me submitting. Lord, whatever you want to happen, it's happened. So on August 8th, 2008, I got fired. And the Lord had worked on me so tough in that time that the day I got fired, I wasn't as distraught as I thought I was going to be 6 months before then. I mean, me and my son went bowling on the day I got fired. You know what I'm saying? So that's because he instilled the peace in me. And at that point, from me being up here in the eyes of man because of where I was, and from me coming down here, I didn't feel like much. You know what I'm saying? So, but I knew I was a lot to the Lord. So I said, you know what, Lord, I need to feel like I'm something again. So I gave myself to the Lord. He sat me down for a whole year, and almost to the day, August 17th of 09, I got hired at Intercom Radio. And that's 610 Sports and KNBC. I was board operating for them. I worked there for 2 years. But through that time, the Lord gave me a vision. He says, man, I know what you're into. You're into the music, you're into the entertainment, the media, the magazines. You can still do that. I just want you to do it for me. So here's your assignment. I want you to twist all that around for me, because I had a brand. I had a brand there. My brand then was called I Got Next, because I felt I was the next. I got next at being the next full-time DJ. I got next at being the big rapper. I got next at being the biggest entrepreneur. I had a radio show, had a magazine. That was my brand.
Excellent.
So he says, I like that in you. I want you to keep that drive. I just want you to put it for me. So after he sat me down and deposited the spirit in me and gave me the spirit, and he started to stir the spirit, and he gave me the vision for Concrete Truth Media.
Okay.
Concrete Truth Media started out as a radio show, because with me wanting to promote rap, there's some hard Christian rap, but don't nobody know about it.
Exactly.
So let's start promoting it through magazine, through concerts, and through my radio show. So I did the magazine. I didn't have a home for radio. I was on KKFI at the time. And I was trying to get it syndicated throughout, you know what I'm saying, through the nation to other stations and stuff. Just didn't quite work out. So then I got fired from Intercom. And I was like, it's cool, Lord. I know you got something. At this point, though, I started interviewing for record labels like Universal and all this. And I'm like, Lord, this is it. I know this is what you got. And I went to three of those interviews in New York and stuff, and none of them never panned out. And I was like, I'm gonna be cool. Then I got hired at 107.9, which is a Christian station. They said, you can come over here, you can be operations manager, you can play your radio show, all that. Like, cool. Finally, Lord, thank you. And even there, I was there for a year, and I was starting to get comfortable, and the Lord said, got to get you out the door here. But had that not happened, because I've always been looking for a way to own a radio station. There's only two ways. You got to wait for the FCC to open up a window to grant you one, or you can buy one for $500,000. So I've always been looking. Had I not been fired, I would have not been diligently seeking how to do it. I got fired. I was like, man, this got to give, Lord. What do you want me to do? Show me, because you're giving me these skills, but you're not opening the door for me. You know what I mean? So, and then I looked on with the FCC, and they had a window opening up. For 14 days, and it's, companies apply for a radio station, and that was that. So in the midst of waiting for that, because that was a journey, I had been shooting videos with a partner of mine, and he was just on fire for the Lord. He said, man, I don't know nothing about the business. I just want to shoot videos. I love your vision. Let's merge.
Tell our viewers here, because we're running out of time here. Mm-hmm. Tell our viewers about your radio station and where they can find you.
My radio station is called is Praise 95. It's KCPZ 95.3 right here in Kansas City. And you can go to praise95fm.com and you can check us out there. And praise God, we've been up for about a month now, and we're doing a lot, Praise God, like I said, Concrete Truth Community Network owns the radio station. Concrete Truth Studios, we're shooting a movie right now. Concrete Truth Media, we do live performances, and we're about to start doing a magazine again. So
I heard that someone spectacular is going to be doing a morning show on your show. Tell me a little bit about that, or is it too soon?
No, it's cool. Actually,
okay.
The official launch date is April 21st, which is Monday.
Okay.
But it's been on the station for the last 8 days. I've been testing it out, making sure I tweak it So if you've been listening, you've been hearing inconsistencies and starts and stops. That's because we're testing. But yeah, she's already on. Miss Yolanda Adams. She has a morning show from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. and this is her 40th city. So praise God. We worked that out, and that's a big name. And we do, just urban contemporary, during the day, and then in the evening we do the holy hip hop and Christian rap. We got to give it up to the Lord. So.
Awesome. I'm here with Chev Dev. You're here with the Real with Tennille show. Remember, if you can't keep it real with yourself, you can't keep it real with Tennille.
CMG wants you to always remember, the victory we call success goes to the best prepared. When you invest in your community, you're really just investing in yourself. Thanks.